Hello, welcome to the world of chemistry. So today we will discuss about the atoms. So in the previous video we have discussed about the importance of chemistry, and today we will discuss about the atoms. So what are atoms? Atoms are the building blocks of matter. So these are the building blocks of matter. Building blocks of matter. The meaning is that the smallest units of elements and their chemical properties we are seeing here. So next we will see the definition. So what are the atoms? Atoms are the building blocks of matter, essentially the smallest unit of an element that retains its chemical properties. So the atoms are incredibly tiny. So they are very tiny, and the composed of even smaller subatomic particles. So atoms containing another subatomic particles that are protons, neutrons and electrons. Whereas the protons are positively charged, and neutrons has no charge, and negatively charged electrons are negatively charged. So when we discuss about the structures, they are very tiny. What about the size? Okay, what about the size? Size is they are extremely small, that will be around typically 100 picometer. Okay, 100 picometer. So that we can write like a 1 into 10 to the power of minus 10 meters. So now let's discuss about the subatomic particles. So subatomic particles are protons, neutrons, electrons. So in the structure we can see diagram, the protons are the center part is called the nucleus. It is called nucleus, and in that only we have protons that they are positively charged, and neutrons has no charge, whereas here we have the electrons, they are negatively charged. Okay, so the number of protons here, the number of protons defines that the element, that is atomic number. Okay, protons are positively charged particles located in the nucleus. We can see that they are located in the nucleus, and the number of protons defines that the atomic number or element. So what about neutrons? Neutrons has a neutral particles, means that is no charge, also located in the nucleus. Protons and neutrons both located at the nucleus, and the number of neutrons can vary within the same element, okay, creating isotopes. So now we'll see electrons. Electrons are negatively charged, okay, they are negatively charged particles that orbit the nucleus, though that is revolving around the nucleus. Electrons are revolving around the nucleus. They are much lighter than protons and neutrons. So electrons are lighter than protons and neutrons. In the next slide we will see that about the atoms and elements, atoms and molecules, atoms and matter. So how about the atoms and elements? Okay, so each element like hydrogen, oxygen, carbon, these are the examples. So is defined by the number of protons in its atoms. So these are can be defined as number of protons. Number of protons in its atoms. So atoms of the same element can have different number of neutrons. Neutrons means isotopes. So the atoms of the same element can have different number of neutrons. So coming to the atoms and nucleus. Atoms and nucleus. Atoms can combine with other two form molecules. So atoms combine, the atoms plus atoms combine to form a molecule. So to form a molecule, which are the groups of two or more atoms held together by chemical bonds. So they are held by the chemical bonds. Chemical bonds. So for example, we can say that the NaCl. Okay. Now we will see the atoms and the matter. Okay. Atoms are the fundamental components of all matter around us. Atoms are the fundamental components of all matter around us. So the atoms are the smallest units that retain the characteristics of specific chemical element. So the matter and the atoms retain the characteristics of the specific element. So this is about the atoms and matter. So here we can see some of the examples for atoms. So that is neon, hydrogen, argon, iron and calcium. So some more also we have, that is deuterium. Okay, deuterium. Deuterium is an isotope of hydrogen. It is an isotope of a hydrogen. Isotope of hydrogen that has one proton and one neutron. So deuterium has one proton and one neutron. Okay. So next we can say that is plutonium. Another one is fluorine anion. So this we can take it as an example of electron. Okay. So here also we can see that the structure of the atom. Though this is the nucleus, we have protons and the neutrons, that is no charge. Protons has a positively charged, and here is the electron, that is negatively charged. So when we see about the human body, so how it is important, atoms are important to the humans means, when we say cells are the basic building blocks of the life, in the same way atoms are the basic building blocks of all matter, that may be the living and non-living. That may be the living and non-living. Okay. So what is the summary of this atom? We can say the whole class. So what we can say is, so atoms are the smallest unit of matter and combine to form a molecules. And second point is, they contain protons, neutrons and electrons. So more than 99% of atom is empty space, but electrons makes atoms repel. So electrons makes atom to repel. So number of the protons in an atom determines its structure. So this is all about atoms in the simple way. So subscribe to this channel for more videos. Thank you.